Hey, this is Jersey. You're listening to the Garden State.
You're listening to The Garden State, the only New Jersey podcast that gives you all the news you need to hear this week. My name is Josh Sobo.
My name is Josh Chomick.
And I'm Jimmy Parks.
Welcome back, everybody.
Good to be here. I missed last week.
The gang's back together.
Yeah.
We haven't had this crew in 2 weeks.
Has it been only 2 weeks?
No, it's been longer than that because the episode before that, it was just me and you, Joe.
That's why I said me and you, and then it was me, Josh, and Jordan. So 2 weeks. So
I can't count.
This is our third week.
Yeah, so it's been 3 weeks.
Wow. The OG crew is back together for another week of the podcast. Look at us.
It's good to be back with the crew. Welcome back. Jimmy, your view on the camera looks different today because we put some art up on the wall behind you.
I love it. It looks awesome.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that, actually. We had a bunch of pieces of art from just different places, and this amazing company called Level Frames framed them for us, and we hung them up last week. So if you're watching on YouTube, behind Jimmy, you'll notice you got a little Greetings from Asbury Park record framed. We got some wildlife, Fish of New Jersey.
We got the USGS map.
That map is my favorite.
We were quizzing each other on counties and towns. It was awesome.
What's USGA?
USGS, it's the U.S. Geological Survey. So they're the ones who put together like all the maps and stuff.
Really?
Yep.
And is that still a thing?
Yeah.
They would just make maps. Mm-hmm. They still need to make maps?
Of course. Things are always changing.
What's changing?
Like roads and like forests and
Google Maps, though.
Yeah, it's different. This is like the official like United States. You can't always trust Google. Don't we all know this? Isn't there like a story once a year somebody follows Google Maps and they drive their car into a river? It's like Google told me to turn here.
Never heard that story.
But in retrospect, how many people are following the USGS?
I think like professionals.
Like a professional what? Like a professional outdoorsman?
Like geologists and stuff.
Oh, okay.
That's like, this is the number one source for all things maps.
Jersey.
I only follow one Jersey map here, boys.
Which one's that?
The hydrology map.
Yeah, that was just put together by the USGS.
Oh, just like you know.
Jimmy, you have such amazing knowledge of the most random things.
Yeah.
Like I feel like
that's why he's here.
I feel like that's like a $25,000 who wants to be a millionaire question.
What is the USGS?
The USGS is responsible for putting together what?
Maps.
You'd know that, I feel
What's
like.
the GA then?
There is no GA.
I said USGA.
Got it.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Sorry, we're here on the Garden State. We are ready to talk about pretty much anything. We have the attention span of
3-year-old
squirrels. So, by the way, did you guys see that video where the acorn fell in the cop car and he thought he got shot at? This is going viral.
No, I didn't.
Is this in Jersey?
No, it wasn't.
I was about to say, I haven't seen
I just
it.
saw it on Twitter last night. Yeah, he freaked out and started shooting.
Squirrels, man.
He got in a shootout with a squirrel.
He actually shot a gun.
Yes, he was like, shots fired.
No, it's an acorn. How loud could they have been?
I don't know. I mean, like, again, I'm not going to, I only saw a clip on like X, so I don't know what the validity is.
I mean, so one time in my life, I was in Alabama for 2 weeks and sat underneath a tree in a truck for basically 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. And acorns dropped on us all day long, and some of them were pretty loud.
Scary.
Yeah,
loud.
When you're not expecting it.
Yeah, but I mean, to immediately jump to I'm getting shot at is extreme.
No. I never thought that.
But yeah, so one thing I was thinking about is that the Polar Plunge is coming very quickly here.
Yes.
We need to let the people know, man.
And it's on February 24th. You still can sign up, right?
Yeah, 100%.
If you want to come hang out with us at Seaside Heights and jump in the ocean for the Polar Plunge, you can still do that. We're the Garden State Plungers. Just Google Garden State Plungers. The link will be in our
It's in the description
of the episode.
But like, this is your sign. If you're listening to this right now, like, you have to join us.
Yeah, you do.
Like, we've been promoting this for 2 months now. I think we have like 16 people on our team. I talk to a lot of my friends. I'm like, you guys should sign up. And people are like, I don't know. Maybe I'll come and not plunge. A lot of people are hesitant. Why? It's going to be cold for a second, but it's a good time. What are you waiting for? Sign up and join our team.
I mean, you don't have to plunge. You could just come hang out. The plunging is only like 20 minutes of the whole day, I feel like.
Yeah, the best part of the day is the hangs and all that, but like,
just gonna chill out.
It's like it tops off the day, like being able to plunge with your crew and share that experience. It's different. It hits harder, so like you should plunge with us.
So that's February 24th. It's going to be the launch to our summer. I'm saying Polar Plunge is the launch to summer, guys.
Okay.
We're starting in February this year.
We're
Forget
just
Memorial
skipping
Day.
over spring.
Yeah, we're going. I mean, that is okay. So maybe it's the launch to spring. Maybe that's what it should be.
And you know what today is?
What?
Today's a big day. Today's officially 100 days from Memorial Day weekend.
100 days from MDW.
Great. The countdown begins.
For the listeners, it's 99 days.
Oh, true. Yeah.
So we are in the home stretch right now. I'm excited. Memorial Day weekend. I say it every year on this podcast. Do you guys remember?
Yeah.
The last 2 years?
Always.
Memorial Day weekend is, it's my favorite weekend of the year.
It's my birthday weekend. That's why.
It's because it's Jimmy's birthday weekend,
that's
but
why.
it's also the turning of New Jersey. You get to see pools begin to open. People start to go on the shore. There's Memorial Day parades in these towns. It's just
Traffic on the Garden State Parkway.
and it's just the unofficial soft launch of summer.
Yeah.
And we get, so I think someone said you get 12 weekends of summer.
That's kind of sad. That's it.
You start counting your Saturdays, 12 of them,
It's not much.
Yeah, but
not
like
a
you
lot.
still get you get all of May and all September still with really warm weather. And it's not like we're kids anymore with summer vacation. We have work, so nothing really changes except for the weather for us. So I like to think we have 16 weeks of it.
Yeah, but I like, so for me, I'm looking for a Sunday afternoon where I could just lay on a raft in a pool. And how many of those do you realistically get? Because some of them are going to rain, some are going to be
Not
cold.
many.
It all depends. Oh yeah, true. You
might
have
get
to account for the rain days.
You might get, and then you got a wedding you got to go to one Sunday, and then you stack it all up, and it becomes maybe there's 7 good weekends.
When you count down to Memorial Day weekend, are we counting down to that Friday where it begins or the Saturday? Saturday. Okay.
Yeah, that's the
I
beginning
always
of
got
the
confused with
weekend.
the countdown.
100 days from today until the Saturday, beginning Memorial Day weekend. Not Memorial Day itself, because the weekend is a festivity
In its own.
Yes.
So that's really exciting, Josh.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Hey, maybe this summer we'll go to Island Beach State Park and record an episode on the sand.
Oh yeah, with your truck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't drive your truck on this year.
No, I can't.
You get a day pass.
With the truck?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, cool.
To drive on?
Yeah.
Oh,
How much does that cost?
It's kind of expensive, I think.
What? How $30?
No, I want to say I want to say 100. I don't know.
100 for a day pass.
It's
to
like
drive.
3. It's like 3 days. You get,
Oh, it's like a weekend pass.
Yeah.
Oh, so you got to pick your weekend so you can go down every single day.
before we get into any of the fun stuff in this podcast, that's actually inverse because this is the fun stuff.
This is the fun stuff. I'm not talking about death or anything like that.
What have you guys been up to in Jersey lately? What's going on? What do we need to know about? I'm interested to hear about your
Weekend recap.
This was an amazing weekend into the week for winter in the Garden State. Personally, it was my favorite because Saturday, of course, it was 60 degrees and sunny.
Beautiful.
Actually, no, Saturday was actually cloudy, but it was still 60 degrees. The day beforehand was it was sunny. So yeah, you got to go outside. I hope you guys both got to be outside for a little bit this weekend because it was absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then fast forward 2 days, we get another snowstorm in the Garden State, which is awesome. So you have the warm weather, so you get to enjoy the warmth of the winter. And then instantly, snap of a finger, you have a snowstorm where Sobo got 8 inches. I got 6 inches of snow. It was our biggest storm of the year. If you were in Sussex County, some people got 15 inches of snow.
Ridiculous.
Guys, this storm was so quick and it just came out of nowhere. And if you were in South Jersey, you got rain, but still, we got to see some snow. So it was just an amazing weekend with the warmth, then going into enjoying the snowstorm. Everything got covered in snow. It's absolutely beautiful outside right now. You have snow everywhere. It's how winter should be. So
It looks like temps are trending upward now. So are we out of winter right now?
no, we're going to get snow on Saturday.
This Saturday.
Tomorrow, yeah. I think we're going to get a quick inch. Maybe a nice quick passing
nothing.
of snow.
Doesn't even matter.
Yeah, it's not going to be significant, but we're still going to get some snow.
But so Saturday we get snow. Sunday it's 41. Monday 44. Tuesday 44. Wednesday 49. Then you're into the 50s on Thursday. So the weather is, there's a little dip there, but it's all together trending upward. So it looks like we're crawling out of the depths of winter right now.
Don't sleep on those March blizzards that we've had in the past.
Have we?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
Winter's
think we're
not
gonna
done
get
until
any.
April, baby. I'm believing in a March blizzard, and I think it's going to actually happen. Mark my words.
March.
I got a
blizzard.
feeling, as the meteorologist of the Garden State, I have a feeling that we might get a March blizzard.
I don't think so. I think after this weekend we're done.
Well, Jimmy, you're going by your feelings. I'm going by facts, brother. Okay, we're in El Nino. We're in El Nino, so
Winter goes so
Do your
fast.
research.
When you're actually in winter, I mean, I saw a lot of memes about people saying January lasted forever. I felt like January was
Flew
like
by.
Who said that? It was so fast.
everyone. All these memes were like, I feel like
I
we're in
wish.
the 100th weekend of January right now. I'm like, what are you talking
Oh,
about?
I hope
Guys,
you were.
we're halfway through February right now.
Yeah.
We're basically in March.
I believe, aren't we like 13% done with 2024?
That's kind of stupid to think about.
How'd you know that stat?
Well, you got to think there's 12 months out of the year, and then, so that's what, at least like 13% right there. So crazy. So if you guys, you're already 13% of the way done through 2024. So you should seriously start getting on your goals and doing something.
I'm trying to do the math in my head right now because 1 in 12 would be like what, 8%?
Yeah.
So you took the extra 4. Yeah, that makes sense.
I think so. I think my math is mathing up in my head right now.
What's 12
It's
divided?
actually 12.57% of the year completion.
Yes. And I rounded to 13,
So you
so I was
rounded
right.
up.
Yes. Let's go.
So we have 87.43% remaining.
Facts,
We're already
baby.
a tenth of the way through the year, guys. What? Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
it's
so yeah,
ridiculous.
come on. But you can't think about it that way. You got to be like, yes, January was a successful month. We got it done. Did you guys is everyone living up to their New Year's resolutions? That's the question.
Probably. I don't want to get into it.
Yeah, we'll have to circle back on that one, Josh.
Hey, yesterday was Valentine's Day. You guys
Yeah.
have any special New Jersey Valentine's plans?
Yeah, my mom made me dinner.
Whoa.
Nice.
Whoa there, cowboy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
She made me chicken parm.
Really?
She knows the way to my heart.
Is that your favorite meal?
No, stuffed peppers is, but she made me that the night before.
Peppers.
Jimmy, what did you do this weekend? You didn't say anything.
So I don't want to talk about something I did this weekend. I want to talk about a major accomplishment in my life.
Okay.
Okay.
I passed the commercial driver's license written test.
Wow.
Huge.
Jimmy got a CDL?
So I didn't get my
Congratulations,
CDL yet. I got my CDL learner's permit. Now I have to do some road testing, and then I have to take an actual.
Do you have to do a certain
Road
amount of
test.
hours for that too, or no?
That's a great question.
Are you getting a big rig?
I will have a Class A CDL, which means I could drive an 18-wheeler
Holy smokes, Jimmy.
with air brake and tanker endorsements.
Holy cow. For
This
real?
guy. We needed someone on the
Dude.
Garden State to have a CDL. So
Yeah, I
Jen,
wanna
thanks
get
for
my
stepping-
CDL.
Thanks for stepping up. Was it tough?
If you studied, it was very easy.
What kind of questions? Give me an example of a
All
question
right.
you remember.
Here, I actually have one pulled up for you. I want to see. Okay, we could play this 2 ways. I read you the answers and you tell me the correct answer, or I read the question and then the answers and you tell me the correct answer. I think you could get it right just by hearing the answers, but I can read the whole question if you'd like.
Just read the question and we'll try to give an answer.
All right. After inspecting mirrors and windshields for cracks, dirt, and illegal stickers or other obstructions to your vision, you should A. Look in the mirror to see if you look good. B. Clean and adjust
Yeah.
as necessary. Or C. Don't worry about it.
Oh my
Wait,
gosh.
so
That's
question.
so stupid.
This is this. You're saying you had to study for this?
You know, you got to look through the questions. No,
Two of
there
those-
obviously there are harder ones, but this
Two of those answers were so obviously
Okay,
wrong.
so give me an actual
Give us a
harder one. Yeah, I want like one that you had to think twice about.
okay, you got to give me a second here to pull it up then.
And while he pulls that up, well, first off, we're proud of Jimmy for getting a CDL.
That's huge, Jim.
I'm really excited. I had the opportunity through work to do it, and I was like, you know what? I might as well.
It's only appropriate that the man by the name of Jimmy Parks can drive an 18-wheeler here in the pod.
You never know when you might have to go big rigging across the country.
Jeez.
Yeah, and I could see you,
I can see him driving around town in his own
ripping out Route 80,
Rig.
pulling that string down, making the honking noise.
for the kids.
Yeah, he needs one of those radios too.
A CB.
He needs a CB with a call sign, and I think he should be. I don't know what's a good name for
Jimmy Parks, something.
Oh, that's a good one.
Parks, something just Parks.
the park ranger.
All right, I got the test pulled up here. Let's
All right.
see here.
Scroll to a random one.
All right. Your emergency air brake gets pulled apart while you are driving. The loss of pressure will cause the A, air compressor to unload instead of pumping air. B, the emergency trailer brakes come on. Or C, the trailer supply valve opens.
That's a very tough one. That's like you need to study for that one.
Trailer supply valve. Is there an extra supply in the trailer of
It's just the
Pressure?
thing that connects your trailer brakes to your main.
Yeah, I'm going to say no to that one. What was the first one?
Air compressor to unload instead of pumping air.
If you lose pressure?
Your emergency airline breaks or gets pulled apart while you are driving. The loss of pressure will cause the...
Well, I feel like I guess that would make sense. You're losing pressure. But it's either A or B. I don't think it's C.
The answer is B.
Okay.
Emergency trailer brakes come on.
Oh, I was right.
All right, one more. A driver crosses the air lines when hooking up an old trailer. What will happen? A, the hand valve will apply the tractor brakes instead of the trailer brakes. B, if the trailer has no spring brakes, you could drive away, but you wouldn't have the trailer brakes. Or C, the brake lights will come on when the brake pedal is pressed.
I have no idea.
Dude, that's crazy.
That sounds like another language to me.
It's B.
Well, Jimmy, if you ever do get behind the wheel of an 18-wheeler,
I'm going to have to here when I take my road test. So
we're going to need a picture of that.
When is that?
Probably sometime in March or April. I'm not sure yet.
Can you get someone to take a photo of you sitting in the truck?
100%. 100%.
We need to post that.
But no, I was practicing backing up trailers the other day. I'd never drove anything with trailer before, and it's fun.
You also said you had to learn stick shift.
Oh, yeah. I learned how to drive stick, too.
How many gears are there on these 18-wheelers?
So the ones that were, it's just an automatic. But I still need to, I'm learning stick as well, just for that endorsement.
Don't most of them have like 18-gear gearboxes? Have you ever seen those where
Yes.
it's like it's all over the place?
Yeah, but the ones that I'll be driving will not have 18 gears. That's for sure.
Well, hey guys, why don't we dive into our little mailbag here? Because we got a call.
I want to know what you did in a weekend. I was running from
I did the same thing. It was warm out. We went to the park.
Nice.
Yeah, that was like it. I mean, we just kind of hung out.
Nice park sesh.
It was really nice waking up Monday morning. No, Tuesday morning to some snow.
Heck yeah.
My room was very bright and dark at the same time.
That's always a good sign. It's like you're hoping you wake up to snow, so if it's bright, you already know.
Well, it was early enough that it should have been completely dark, but there was a little bit of a glow. So I was like, oh, we got snow. Yeah, I mean, life is pretty low-key nowadays. We hung those pictures up here in the studio, got some awesome art, like I said before, and that's really it.
Nice, dude.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember if I saw you over the weekend.
I'm trying to think of any special Jersey places I went to over the weekend, and I don't think that there are any that are worth
No coffee shops, no
noting.
diners, no restaurants.
No.
Nice.
I don't think so.
No Costco run this week?
No Costco run. Trader Joe's.
Oh,
Trader Joe's of Millburn.
that's a highlight right there.
Yeah.
Good for you,
But
bro.
Otherwise, low-key Jersey weekend.
The key was low.
Yeah. Do you guys want to get into this bag?
The bag of the mailbag. Let's
open
go.
it up.
Yo, if you wanted to call into the mailbag and, leave us a little comment, a little tip, something about New Jersey, or just want to say what up to us, you can call the number at
908 67 99 99 3.
What's up, Garden State? My name's Aaron. I'm from Union County. I heard you guys talk about this last couple of episodes, so I just want to give my take. But I got to agree with Chomik. Thin pancakes are so much better than thick pancakes.
Wrong.
Like, thin pancakes are the equivalent to Taylor ham. Thick pancakes are like pork roll. They're essentially the same thing, but one is just the correct option. Jimmy, you got to have syrup with your pancakes. Like, not having syrup with your pancakes is like having a Popeye's biscuit with no drink. It's just wrong. Can't be done.
just wrong.
With that being said, I want to ask you guys, are you guys quick check people or Wawa people? Because personally, I'm a Wawa person, and I'm a little disappointed because up on my job, they got almost no Wawas and all quick checks. A little disappointing. But yeah, just wanted to know your take on that. And yeah, get back to me. Love the pod. Can't wait to hear from you guys.
Lots to unpack there in that one mailbag.
First, I'm going to keep eating my pancakes without syrup.
You don't put syrup on your pancakes?
It's so
No.
dry. How?
That's very weird.
I use butter.
I've fought Jimmy on this for like 10 years now. It just, I watch him eat a pancake and it just hurts me to watch because it's so dry.
A pancake is like a tortilla chip in a different category. Like, the point of a tortilla is you're going to put some salsa on top of that. The The point of a pancake is you're gonna load some sugary maple syrup on top.
I don't know.
That's the way I see it anyway. But
Syrup just freaks me out. I don't like sticky things.
Especially because like you
Really?
like
Yeah.
you like thick pancakes though, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it so dry when you like?
No, I've been eating it this way my whole
You're
life.
wild, bro. But thank you to this caller. Thank you that you agree that thin pancakes are the truth. I'd love to make you a thin pancake sometime. I'd like to make all the boys some. We need like a little pancake station in the studio so then we can have our own breakfast before the podcast. And then I can make everyone thin pancakes.
Quick Check or Wawa?
Huge topic.
It's interesting we don't get more calls like this. I'm not going to encourage people to call and ask us Quick Check or Wawa or Taylor Ham pork roll. I really want people to call in and be like, hey, did you know that in 1983 there was a nuclear power plant that blew up and it's just been totally wrapped up.
The
and
fun
covered up?
facts.
Yeah, I want like the weird, like, wow, that's amazing.
But these simple questions are very crucial as well because it says a lot about a person in New Jersey.
I don't really care at this point. I like Quick Check. I do like Quick Check a lot. I've grown to really love Quick Check. Wawa is great too. I think with food there's always hype. We talked about this before. There's always hype. Mm-hmm. What is it about? Well, for you, which would it be?
While living in Union County, nowadays we have Quick Checks and Wawas like right next to each other. The competition's so fierce here. It's like anywhere you go, if you see a Wawa, there's gonna be a Quick Check. So for me, it's all come down to like what's available. What's my available option? If Quick Check's in front of me, I'm going there. If Wawa's in front of me, I'm going there. Mm-hmm. Even though for Wawa, I love their club sandwiches, their turkey ham clubs. So delicious, so fire. But Quick Check also has like they're both kind of like the same to me. Like it's all about what's more accessible at the moment for me.
I think I'd rather stop at a Wawa. I think I'd be more inclined to.
Why?
If they're both next to each other, I'll stop at Wawa. I like Wawa's food better.
Like I said, the club sandwich was pretty fire.
Yeah.
That's why I would go there.
I like the pretzels at Wawa.
Is there something at Quick Check that kind of just like stands out to you in their meal department?
Yeah, I used to get these in the morning. They have like morning empanadas.
Ooh, I haven't had that.
It's like egg sausage empanada.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Nice.
Pretty like unexpected. Like I'm like, where did this come from? And I think it's an empanada.
I want to know where Aaron works because he said that there's not many Wawas near where he works. But like I feel like there's Wawas everywhere.
Well, we
right
got
now in Jersey.
in Union County. You got a Wawa in Plainfield. You got one in Cranford or Roselle, Cranford ish.
Yeah.
You got one in Colonia.
You got one in Colonia, and then you got one on
They're just
in
popping
Woodbridge,
up everywhere.
in Woodbridge, which isn't Union County, but 1 in 9.
I'm thinking he's got to be up in like Bergen County or somewhere up there.
Yeah, where it's more sparse.
Oh, I thought you said Union County.
He lives in Union County.
Oh,
I'm from Union County.
then I don't know.
But he was saying from where he works, so maybe he might not work there.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
But yeah, it's all about accessibility for me. For me though, like thinking about food now that we're talking about it, I can't tell you one thing off the Quick Check food menu that I like because I've just been used to going to Wawa all these years. But you know, give whatever's in front of me, I'm gonna go there because they both have so many food options. So at this point, the debate doesn't really do it for me anymore. Like whatever.
Yeah.
I'm simple.
Yeah, I can respect that. I'll go to either. A new Quick Check is really nice, but I'd say
They both kind of have that same feel though, like the build of it.
they're becoming more similar through the years. I feel like.
Yeah.
And they're harder to distinguish. I feel like now.
Yo, how about 7-Elevens though?
7-Eleven.
You about that or no?
I haven't been to a 7-Eleven forever.
Really?
No.
Because they have some of those like bigger, nicer 7-Elevens now. Like there are gas stations as well.
Mm-hmm.
Not as many as Quick Check or Wawa, but like same idea. Nothing crazy.
I can't remember the last time I went to 7-Eleven. I mean, in high school, I loved the 7-Eleven. It was probably my favorite spot
Yeah,
to
the
go
one in
to.
downtown.
Yeah, you'd go to all these spots. But thank you, Aaron, for the call.
Very, very nice.
Loyal listener over here in Union County. If you ever see us at a red light, make sure you beep your horn.
Beep twice.
Beep twice so we know it's
We
you.
should have like a certain like beep so we know that they're not angry at us, but they're just trying to say hi. It's like
But
a
if it's-
triple din-din-din. Beep, beep, beep.
But if it's just beep, 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 beep,
Beep,
beep, beep, beep, then you hold it
Beep,
long
beep,
at the
beep,
end.
beep. Yeah.
I think that'd be good. Is there a horn on this?
Ow, ow. I think we have an air horn somewhere on it. I just haven't used it in forever. Not an actual car horn.
Wow.
Wow.
Thank you, Aaron.
We had a special mailbag call from a family member of mine that we got, and I want to give a quick shout out. So shoot this mailbag.
Hello, my name is Ethan DeLucic, Josh's cousin, well, Josh Chomik's cousin, and I'm a really big fan of the podcast, and I wanted to know where Jimmy got his name, Jimmy Parks, because I know that's not his actual name. I'm actually a fan of Jimmy. And when I was in New Jersey, I used to call Jimmy, and I used to punch him every time he walked in the room.
Love right there.
And I just love the podcast.
Okay, this is my cousin Ethan. Shout out to Ethan. Thank you, Ethan, for listening every single week. Ethan used to live in New Jersey, lives in North Carolina now. Very loyal listener of the podcast.
He's got to keep up with the Garden State news when he's in North Carolina.
100%. Yeah.
Jimmy.
Jimmy. Every time Jimmy walked in the room, true. He would always just come and just stare at Jimmy and be like, Jimmy.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. He just started doing it
when he was a baby.
Yeah, he was like 2 years old. That was like the first words out of his mouth.
Would he like bully you? It sounds like something a bully would
like
do.
he said, he would just punch Jimmy. So Jimmy just became a target for him.
He would punch everyone. Remember that one time he gave Sobo a bloody nose?
He did?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
In the pool, yeah. He like hits you like by accident, or maybe he was just messing with you, but you had a pool.
Really?
Yeah.
That's love.
Don't remember that, man. That's amazing.
But yeah, so this is actually a good question, though, for everyone listening as well. Jimmy Parks, where did the name Jimmy Parks originate from?
Our friend Lorenzo gave it to me. We went camping, and then he just started calling me it on that trip and never stopped.
Jimmy Parks.
Because you're the parks guy, you know everything about New Jersey parks.
I know everything about every park. Ask me about Yosemite, I'll give you an answer. Ask me about Glacier.
What about state parks in Maryland?
Ooh, you stumped him.
I don't think I know any state parks in Maryland.
That's good because it's a Jersey podcast. You don't need to know that.
Yeah, I think we've, I think there's some, I think we should have never acknowledged the fact that Jimmy Parks' real name is not Jimmy Parks.
Yeah.
Although you go on Instagram, you can find out his real name, like you guys said a few weeks ago.
Jimmy said he did get followers from that, right?
I did. People actually looked.
Really?
Yeah.
You get any messages?
No. Send me a DM.
Shoot Jimmy a DM on Instagram. He'll give you some information.
I just remembered that I do know a fun fact about Maryland, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
All 50 states own a piece of land in Maryland.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
There's some monument there, and each state physically owns like a few feet.
So what part does Jersey own?
Just, I don't know, somewhere in that park. They own like a few feet of land.
Wow.
And there's a monument there.
Today's fun fact.
That should be illegal, I feel like.
For states to own land outside
For states to
of,
own other states.
Yeah.
So that's a part of New Jersey then.
Yeah, technically.
That's like if we bought a chunk of China and we're like, oh, now it's ours.
Yeah.
Like, isn't that, it's kind of causes a war. But, all right. Well, thank you, Ethan, for calling in. We're so glad you're a loyal listener.
The best.
You are our number one fan.
Ethan's going to stop by in the studio this week, actually. Come say hi.
Is he?
Yeah, he's in Jersey. So his number one thing that he keeps calling me every day about, he's like, Josh, I want to see the studio.
Okay.
I need to be on the podcast. So Ethan's going to come by and check it out.
You should let him read an article for Garden State Kids.
Oh, Garden State Kids.
Wait, you might be onto something. What if we made a whole other podcast, Garden State Kids?
Film him.
A kids podcast.
Get like articles about like a new park opening.
Yes, dude.
See if you could like find an article and then like do one video clip.
Right.
Garden State, and then the logo will be our logo, and then it'll scribble on in crayon over it.
Ethan would kill that. Like I could just picture him like reading something so exciting. Imagine we started a podcast called Garden State Kids.
Try it.
Great idea, Josh. Let's go. Hey, for everyone listening, if you have children, there might be a news outlet for them.
Yeah.
They get super involved in like debates over like what lunch menus are going to be.
Oh my gosh! Wait, this actually might be genius. There is no New Jersey kids news out there. This might be the first to come.
Here's the story. There's a new spray park opening in Springfield.
Perfect.
Okay, so like
spray park.
I don't know what that is. Oh, here, New Jersey schools announced closures and delayed openings for Tuesday.
Love it. I'll have him do
Daniel
it.
wouldn't have to go to school on Tuesday.
My name is Ethan.
They're tearing down the shuttered amusement park in Ocean County. You can talk about that.
Probably to build apartments, right?
And then New Jersey's opening a new water park on July 4th.
Perfect.
Wait, actually, where is that opening?
That's the AC one.
Oh, got it.
Before we get into the news, we want to remind you that this week we are at the Vintage City offices in Elizabeth, New Jersey. This is our forever home. Josh.
Good way to put it, brother.
I literally...
A forever home.
I want a hammock. I want a hammock in this space.
Jeez, bro. Where are you going to put a hammock?
Hang it from some of these pipes.
You just got a photo wall. You got some flags up. The place is finally starting to feel great, and you want to put a hammock in the middle of everything? You're crazy, bro.
I have the feeling a hammock would pull this place together so nicely.
Yeah, you'd sleep too much.
But the Vintage City offices is an amazing place to work. If you are looking for an office to work out of, if you are a small business owner, or maybe you have a job where you work from home and you need an office, you just need a space, reach out to this number, 908-259-4488. That's 908-259-4488. You can text, you can call, come by for a tour, check out the beautiful space. There's a ping pong table
That's all that matters.
It's the nicest ping pong
Come
table.
play ping pong.
Yeah, it's a very nice one.
Shuffleboard?
There's also the Vintage City Eatery
A lot of great food options.
with some great food options. So if you want to come by for a tour, call 908-259-4488 and make sure you take a selfie in front of the big green and yellow Garden State neon sign when you do come by. Thank you.
Back to the pod.
Why don't we get into some news on this New Jersey day?
This beautiful Thursday morning.
It's a beautiful one. It's cold out though, but it's beautiful. All right, here we go. This story is, I feel like now that we do this podcast, you begin to notice trends in New Jersey news. Would you agree with that? You begin to see
100%.
things.
100%.
And if you just observe, you go, oh, this seems to happen more frequently than I used to realize. And this story is kind of crazy. Happy ending, I guess. But a 2-year-old boy was trapped under sand at the Jersey Shore and is lucky to be alive this week.
Especially in the winter
that's what
time.
I was
It's
just thinking.
Why are you digging holes in the winter? That's very rare.
Well, I guess, it was 60 degrees on Saturday.
That's true. People were playing at the beach.
So if it wasn't windy out, it might have been a nice day at the beach.
This is, as I mentioned before, this is a reoccurring theme in New Jersey. People dig holes, they collapse.
Yep.
And 2 years ago, we had an 18-year-old boy at the Jersey Shore who died.
Yeah.
People don't realize how dangerous digging holes is at the beach.
Yeah.
I want to go, I'll let you go deep into the story, Josh, but one thing that really stuck out to me with this story is, yes, an 18-year-old was digging a crazy hole, got buried. 18 years old. This was a 2-year-old, dude.
Mm-hmm.
First off, how much can a 2-year-old actually dig? And second off, who's taking their eyes off a 2-year-old that long? That's all I'm going to say before we get into it.
I would assume that the parent was the one digging, right? And it's just like digging with their kid.
And you put the kid in the hole?
Yeah, you're like, oh, this is cool.
If it's burying the kid, how deep are you digging a hole for a 2-year-old?
I think it's, the 2-year-old's not
That's
at
on
fault.
the parent for not paying attention.
Yeah, the 2-year-old is not at fault here. It says a 2-year-old boy is lucky to be alive after sand collapsed around him on a Monmouth County beach. Police in Seagirt initially got a call on Saturday about a missing child. When they got to the Neptune Place beach, the parents of the child said he had been playing on the beach when the sand collapsed around him. Seagirt Police Chief Justin Macco said in a statement on social media that the boy's father rescued him. The child's father quickly extracted him within 2 to 3 minutes, and the child remained conscious and alert, Macco said. The boy was taken to Jersey Shore University Medical Center for treatment and evaluation, but was released and should make a full recovery. So it is a weird story because I don't know why they called the police for a missing child.
Also, a 2 to 3 minute extraction.
Yikes.
How deep was this hole that it took you 2 to 3 minutes to extract the kid out of the sand? It just doesn't add up in my head.
It's a weird story. It's really weird. I think it's a good lesson for parents at home. If you see this, you got a little kid, don't dig a hole on the beach. You think a 2-year-old, you don't need that big of a hole for it to collapse on them.
No.
And sand is heavy, man. Like if you've ever had sand just around up to your neck,
It's
we've all
very
done
heavy.
That. It's like there's a lot of pressure there. So for a little body, could easily kill them. So
It must have been a deep hole, bro, for them to actually have to call the cops and the kid to be fully immersed in sand. It's very weird.
I think it's scary to think about standing in a hole and then it just collapses in, like the amount of weight.
Yeah.
You're just trapped and your friends are going to try to dig you out. The thing about digging people out that always freaks me out is
The shovel hitting their head.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to be very careful.
You got to be so careful. I mean, even when people get covered in snow as well, it's the same
Like
thing.
if you're going to dig a hole, like especially for a kid and like a 2-year-old, I guess maybe like it must have been deep for this kid to get buried, but like at least make it wide. Make it wide and then not have like the walls vertical, like have it like more of a wide.
I guess, yeah, like it's more.
It's just it's something like
more
where it's like
spread.
it doesn't just drop, where you can kind of like walk into it. Yeah, you got to be safer out there. And then, yes, like we've all, as a kid, like I've dug crazy holes, like as tall as me in the past. But like as a parent, you can't, leave your 2-year-old. You can't take a deep hole for a 2-year-old.
Yeah.
That's just dumb.
Not a good look.
Not a good
idea.
look on the parents, man.
And the fact that they called the cops for a missing child kind of makes me think like,
Yeah, were they not
were
with
they
the
just
kid?
not looking at the kid when the thing collapsed?
They
on him?
left a 2-year-old by himself. Like, unless they called about the kid getting buried and that's the official calling the cops had to name it. I don't know.
The way you said they left the 2-year-old by himself sounded like I made my parents disappear.
I made my parents disappear. It's very odd, man. A 2-year-old, you can't like you're like June's 1, so I'm just picturing June maybe like a little bit like
2-year-olds are tiny little people.
Like Chris's kid, 2 years old, just
Yeah.
turned 2 years old. You can't leave a 2-year-old there by himself, bro.
Well, maybe this will be a good lesson as we prep for summer. Don't dig holes on the beach.
We're only in February and we already have
Summer prep.
we have an accident on the beach with a hole burying someone. So not off to a good start in 2024, guys.
Well, there's always something happening at the Jersey Shore.
Like the polar plunge.
Like the polar plunge on February 24th.
Sign up.
All right. Hey, the World Cup is coming to Jersey. We've talked about this a bit. And with that brings a lot of people.
And
right?
a lot of people are concerned about that.
Yeah, and we've had a lot of big events before at the Meadowlands. If you remember the Super Bowl 10 years ago.
Yeah.
We've had the Swifty
Eras Tour 3-day run.
We almost went to that.
You almost did.
We were going to go to the parking lot and just talk to people.
Oh, yeah, true. Too expensive.
So you had the Swifties. We have had just a lot of
Copa America.
You had, there was one mention of another concert. Oh, I think WrestleMania was at the Meadowlands. There's a lot of people there. But we have the World Cup officially coming, and with that brings a lot of people. So with the World Cup coming to New Jersey, Governor Murphy is promising New Jersey Transit will be operating, in quotes, on steroids to accommodate the uptick in passengers.
Shouldn't we be doing this now?
Steroids, baby.
Why can't we just do this always?
Yeah,
so
I think that
commute?
New Jersey Transit always needs to be on steroids, bro.
Why are we asking those kinds of questions, Jimmy? It makes so much sense. No, that's literally the first thing I thought is we can accommodate for the World Cup. We're going to do what we got to do, make it happen. Maybe because there's revenue coming in, they can justify it. But to me, why don't we just juice it up now?
Yeah, dude, I say we juice it up.
Let's juice up NJ Transit. So
I think like for this story, there's going to be a brand new transportation system, right?
Yeah, so really the main story is that they're going to be putting something called the Transit Way.
Ooh.
And it's a system based on bus-type rolling stock with the ability to move up to 12,000 people per hour between Secaucus Junction train station and MetLife Stadium using part of an abandoned rail line, NJ Transit officials said.
So it's a bus that goes from Secaucus to the Meadowlands there and back.
That's what it sounds like. I mean,
It's not a rail though, because it's a bus, right?
It's a bus using an old rail line.
So wait, they're going to turn a rail line into a road?
That's what it sounds like.
Interesting.
it says proposed in 2021, NJ Transit's board of directors approved a $34.9 million contract with HNTB Corporation to do the final design of the Transitway's FIFA system between Secaucus Junction and MetLife Stadium, which officials said must be working by spring 2026. The completion of the design is anticipated for early 2025, and construction is anticipated to take approximately 12 months, well in advance of the first match at MetLife, said Jim Smith, an NJ Transit spokesperson. NJ Transit continues to work with our contractor to refine the route alignment of the proposed Secaucus Meadowlands Transitway while also coordinating with other state agencies. So I guess this is something that needs to happen. I've always wondered why we don't have transit between Meadowlands and a train station. What do you think, Jimmy?
I have a few questions.
Yeah.
So MetLife Stadium can only hold so many people, right?
82,000?
Yeah.
Yep.
And you already have events there on a pretty frequent basis.
Mm-hmm.
So we're building this new transitway just for
the World Cup.
Just for the World Cup.
Yeah, and will the revenue offset that 34.9 million is the question.
And I guess my question is, after the World Cup's done, are they going to continue using this for big events at the Meadowlands?
Probably.
Or are they just going to be like, it's done now?
Yeah, it sounds like it would be continue to be used, but that's a good point, Jimmy. This is just a single event that we're changing the infrastructure of the area for.
Yeah, because you got to think like Jets Giants. There's like a game almost every weekend.
Yeah, and they have like different events in between here.
100%. Which most of them are kind of like they're packing out.
Yeah, I mean, if you're playing MetLife Stadium, you better be able to sell it out.
In 2014, Super Bowl 48 was an epic fail on the rails. 5 years later, WrestleMania 35 fans got a smackdown while waiting for trains after that huge event in the Meadowlands. So it sounds like we've struggled in the past, but here's where it gets interesting. To answer whether NJ Transit can pull it off like they did, moving 80,000 people to and from Taylor Swift's Eras Tour concert at MetLife, it is up to something old and something very, very new. So first off, this article is written by AI, 1,000%. But beyond that, if we were able to pull it off for the Eras Tour, right? Like Josh said, 3 days in a row.
Yeah.
82,000 people.
Yeah.
82,000 Swifties, nonetheless.
It
Guys,
got done. It got done.
Dangerous people.
Very, dude, the most dangerous people.
Rowdy. Then why can we not do it?
And for the World Cup, it's only 7 matches total at MetLife. And they're not back-to-back days either. So I feel like Eras Tour would be way worse.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't understand. Like, I get it. The hype of the World Cup is crazy, but like...
The only thing that I could think of is, right, if you have a regional concert, the Eras Tour, it's in town, Taylor Swift's in town. A lot of people are going to be driving there. The World Cup, maybe you have a lot more people flying in from overseas. They don't have access to cars.
That's true.
So they're forced to take mass transit.
You're right.
That
makes sense.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's what I was thinking as well. That makes sense to me. But, that's a lot of infrastructure to build out.
Do you guys know the current train system that goes to the Meadowlands?
Isn't it just like an off spur, like a small?
But that's from Secaucus?
I don't know. I've never taken it.
And my thing is, like, why don't they get that running too? They probably will, right?
Oh, 100%.
So that's part of why they're doing this. So the MetLife rail line is what you're referring to.
Okay.
Silence or lack of complaints might be the best indication something is working. Complaints about MetLife concert and event service turnaround, starting with the May 2019 concerts of K-pop stars BTS. 2-hour waits were predicted to board trains, but didn't happen, and transit worked as planned. So this is kind of weird because they're saying like
the line worked.
Yeah, I don't understand.
I think now they're just adding the bus just so they have another way to get people there, so they,
Yeah, but here's the thing: the rail line can move 10,000 people in an hour. This new one's going to move 12,000. So they're doing all this for 2,000 people.
Well, no, now you're going to have both bus and rail going at the same time.
Saying.
Yeah, so it'll probably help. So you get to choose if you want to take the bus or the train to the World Cup. Well,
you keep saying bus, but it doesn't sound like it sounds like it's a transit way.
Wait, didn't it? I thought you said it was a bus. This whole time I had thought this was a bus.
I think it's a bus that's going to be driving on what used to be an old train line.
I thought you opened up the article saying it was like a bus.
A bus type rolling stock. I think it's like a rolling, like a trolley almost.
Yeah, so still, it's a bus type vehicle.
Wait, I didn't see that. See, I don't take it that way. I never thought trolley in my head. So we actually don't know what this is.
A rolling stock, if you look that up on the internet, it's just trains. There's no bus pictures.
A bus type rolling stock.
It's gonna be on rails too.
But it says a bus-based system.
Yeah, this is what it is.
Running on its own road system to and from the stadium.
Oh, okay. So you're right. But then why does it say? Oh, so you're saying they're converting the rails?
Correct.
It's we don't actually have no idea like exactly.
Very confusing, but
so it is a bus, right?
Yes.
But it's a bus type rolling stock.
Guys,
I'm telling you, AI wrote this article because it's just
so whack. So we actually don't know.
All right. Well,
I think it's gonna be a bus.
Who's going to the World Cup? Any of you guys getting tickets?
If they want to hook it up,
I was just gonna say. I think that they're gonna hook up.
$5,000 on a ticket. Duh.
People at the Super Bowl. There's a clip where they were interviewing people outside.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I saw this.
And they're like, "How much did you spend on your tickets?" And they're like, $9,000. I'm just thinking like $9
I think
grand.
yeah, the nosebleeds like the cheapest was like nine grand or something.
$9,000.
Yeah.
I would never.
That's like half a Honda Civic.
I watched a TikTok of someone doing the calculations. If you were a family of 4 going to Vegas
my
for the
Lord.
weekend
$60 grand.
for the Super Bowl, it was like 80 grand. It came out
That's
to be.
ridiculous.
With like, all the plane tickets and then food and then your
this
hotel
economy?
stay. Crazy.
What is the most money that you right now would spend on? Doesn't have to be the Super Bowl, but any sort of event.
The most money I would spend on a
Yes.
ticket.
Correct.
Could be any event.
Any event, but the thing that you're most hyped up for, whatever that might be.
Maybe like $750 a pop, 2 tickets, $1,500 for me and my wife.
For what?
It would have to be something like amazing. But that's like
Is there an artist that you would actually go pay that for?
not an artist, but maybe like a Mets, like a Subway Series at Citi Field. I'd probably pay $1,500 a week ago.
Dude, even that much, I don't think I'd pay.
A Game 7 Subway Series, Mets Yankees at Citi Field. I'd pay $1,500, I think. I'd consider it.
That would be the event I would dash out money for.
Yeah.
Over any concert. It would definitely have to be like a Subway Series, World Series. That would be electric.
I mean, concert-wise, like my wife was a big Taylor Swift fan growing up. She's not as much of a Swiftie anymore. She
got a little in
likes
her
her
blood.
stuff, but she's just not as rabid. She got married, which is usually the cure to the Swiftie syndrome. And you just realize like,
Did she watch the Super Bowl at all?
she did. Yeah,
This is a test.
yeah, we did watch some. She caught a little bit of the second half.
Was she like looking for Taylor Swift?
No, I think she's not into that.
Okay. So she's not into like the Travis Kelce, like Taylor Swift
No,
stuff?
she doesn't care about that.
Okay.
Yeah,
to know.
I got a good one.
Nice. So was she into the Usher halftime show?
Yeah, she was. She was like, "This is wild," and I'm like, "I didn't like the halftime show." By the
Sounded
way.
like my senior year prom.
Yeah, it was the mix of the audio was terrible.
It was a live mix. Live
No,
band.
I just feel like okay. So also, while we're on that topic, dancing does nothing for me.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys. When I see an artist that's like doing all these dance moves, it does nothing for me. For the performance, I want a good musical performance, cool visuals. Like last year they had Rihanna flying around on a trapeze. Like, okay, that's cool. Like, do something like that. Like, put a jetpack on Usher and let him fly around while he
the
sings.
jetpack would have been awesome.
That's cool. But him dancing does nothing for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many memes for his dance moves.
They weren't even like, I don't know. It just, to me, it feels very corny.
I could have done it without the shirt coming off.
And also him cozying up on another man's wife. That the internet wasn't cut up in arms about that. I mean,
Alicia Keys. And he got married right after the performance too.
He did?
Yeah, in Vegas. He got married right after the performance.
Oh my Lord. Well, also, Alicia Keys is a Jersey lady.
Alicia Keys is Jersey all
didn't
day,
know that.
every day. Yeah.
Her and Swizz Beatz owned a house up in like somewhere up one of those towns in Bergen County.
Alpine, probably.
Alpine, yeah, it was Alpine. Yeah, so that to me personally, I did not do it for me.
Which was the halftime show where the performer flew in on a helicopter or flew out on a helicopter? Like,
Wasn't
that's
that
cool.
Lady Gaga?
No.
She flew in,
No,
right?
this was
She was suspended by ropes.
Diana Ross.
She flew in on a helicopter?
Yeah.
That's epic. What year
That
was
sounds
that?
like grounds for like a really bad disaster.
I know, but
They could do it with a drone nowadays.
It just shows
1996.
It just shows FAA laws are all made up. If they need a helicopter above 80,000 people, they'll do it.
Yeah.
Like, you can't fly over New York City? Okay. What if you want to fly over the Super Bowl, we'll make it happen. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's not true. I think what we need for a Super Bowl halftime show, I don't know. I just feel like we're in this lull right now of just like
I mean, every Usher song that was played is like every song that we kind of grew up listening to, though.
Yeah,
It's like
but
you
it-
knew every
Yeah,
song.
but
It's
you
just
didn't
like-
listen to it. It just was in your face.
I like Usher. I liked like when he opened up Caught Up, I was like, this is my song. So good. Like I enjoyed this better than Lady Gaga's halftime show or like Rihanna's.
I didn't like either of those.
Lady Gaga's was trash.
I like last year's a lot.
Yo, Timberlake though. Justin Timberlake halftime show.
That was a good one.
Can't beat that. Timberlake the GOAT.
I thought the Weeknd's performance
I was just going to
kind
say
of
the weekend one.
it was the
Oh, I hated the
I
Weeknd.
thought it was kind of weird.
It was so weird.
Hold on, let me see. Every Super Bowl halftime. See, like what we need to bring back.
Prince,
Was
Like a
that's
Janet Jackson Timberlake duo again. Bring
Springsteen.
it back.
I really like Springsteen's halftime show.
How was Bruno Mars Chili Peppers? I don't remember that.
Bruno
Yeah.
Mars fire. With the Chili Peppers fire.
I have major
Both-
beef with Bruno.
Oh, please.
Okay,
He was great.
okay. 2016. I don't remember this one, but this is the lineup we need: Coldplay, Beyonce, Bruno Mars. That's what the halftime show should be.
That was a
Every
what
time.
what a trio.
I feel like the budget has gone down where they're like, okay, we got Usher, so now let's get Lil Jon as well. It's like, no, that's not how it works. Like, if you're gonna get Usher, you need to also throw in another.
Can't forget about Ludacris.
Alicia Keys is an A-lister. I feel like.
Also, no one know who her was. With the girl on the guitar, I was
Yeah.
like, who the heck is this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were all rumors saying like Bieber was going to perform with Usher, but he didn't.
Yeah, everyone was pissed about that.
That would have made sense to me. But I'm going back now, like the Who, 2010.
The Who was so good.
Bruce Springsteen in 2009. I don't remember that.
It was awesome. I highly recommend watching it.
Guys, but listen to what the halftime show used to be, okay? From 2001, Aerosmith, 2002, U2, 2003, Shania Twain, 2004, Janet Jackson, the infamous, 2005, Paul McCartney, 2006,
Yeah.
The Rolling Stones, 2007, Prince, 2008, Tom Petty, 2009, Bruce Springsteen, 2010, The Who. Like, that is like a 10-year lineup of just like the biggest artists of the last 50 years.
Crazy.
The only people missing are like the Beatles and like,
Well, you got Paul McCartney. So
oh, you're right. Yeah.
You have a Beatle.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. So, yeah, it didn't do anything for me. That's a little bit of a tangent, but let's move on to another beautiful New Jersey story.
Let's go.
This one is gonna
Feather some feathers.
Feather some feathers.
What's the saying? Lighten up some
Ruffle
feathers.
some feathers.
Yeah, right. It's gonna ruffle some feathers.
so, man, why is this the story? Again, we're noticing trends in New Jersey news. The Monmouth Mall will be demolished in March to make way for
Don't tell me.
apartments.
Yeah. I did some digging, guys. I
Yeah.
did some research this week.
Oh, what'd you find?
I gave the good old Monmouth Mall a phone call this week. I called the general office.
Wait, what?
I called them all because I was very curious. I had some questions.
I didn't know you could call them all.
Well, you call the Monmouth Mall. They give you so many. You can call it. You press 2 for the security office, 3 for general affairs, 4 for planning an event. There's so many. So I called the general affairs line. Got an answer immediately from a real person. I was stoked. I was like, "Good morning, brother. How are you?" And he was like, "Good, Monmouth Mall. How may I help you?" I was like, "Is the mall open still? I'm trying to check it out before it's demolished." He's like, "Yep." He's like, "We're open. We're not closing." I'm like, "You mean you guys are going to be open for good?" He's like, "Yeah, we're open for good." I was like, I just read an article that the mall is getting demolished in March for apartments. What's going on?" He's like,
Wait, did you record this call?
"No, I didn't."
Oh, I'm so mad.
And then he's like, "No, we're going to still be open through it. That's just a section of the mall." So I think like they said they're like demolishing like the second floor of the mall, and that's going to be turned into apartments and also like a community space. So it's kind of like a Garden State Plaza thing they got going on here. It's like they're trying to transform these malls into these mini cities, which is kind of odd. But anyway, let you do the article.
Yeah, well, it's an interesting thing because it makes it when you look at a lot of these malls. I think they're trying to reimagine what they could be used for because they're just so empty and the real estate's kind of dying.
Our Paramus story blew up, and a lot of people were angered about it. And one of the top comments, people were talking about, what was that term called? Like mini cities?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So like they're trying to turn these like towns into places where you don't have to leave.
Yeah, and this says demolition of the Monmouth Mall is scheduled to start this March. That's according to Michael Sommer, the chief development officer for Kushner, the real estate company that owns the mall. Kushner was started by Charles Kushner, the father of former President Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner. Oh, interesting fact.
Yeah.
Do you guys know that?
Yeah.
So Kushner is about to embark on a dramatic overhaul of the Monmouth Mall, which has been operating at under 60% occupancy for the past several years. Kushner plans to tear down the mall's entire second floor and turn the whole site into a residential complex with retail and offices to be called the Monmouth Square.
Whoa.
Oh, Mom's Square.
Let's go move to Monmouth Square.
Kushner tried this conversion several years before the pre-pandemic, but was stymied in part by resistance from some Eatontown residents. Then the pandemic hit and the entire project was tabled. So
No one in these towns wants these projects.
So they're planning to build 1,000 1- and 2-bedroom apartments with an outdoor pool and fitness center. Rental prices have not been released, but online chatter reports $2,000 to $3,000 a month. Sounds low to me. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
I think $2,400 to $3,800.
Easy. Starting point.
That's the range. Construction on the apartments will likely start later in 2024. Kushner also envisions retail tenants moving in, such as Whole Foods, Barnes & Noble. Barnes & Noble's come back. Yes! Doctors' offices, restaurants, and boutique shops. For years now, Monmouth County residents have witnessed the slow but steady decline of Monmouth Mall. In 2022, public presentation to the town of Eatontown, Kushner reported 500,000 square feet of stores at the mall were empty. Kushner was warned for years now that it is not suitable to keep the mall open with such a high amount of empty stores. Guys, we're witnessing the death of the American mall right now.
I know, dude. They're turning into these 15-minute smart cities.
Man, would you?
That's what it's called.
Do you want to live in a smart city?
I do not want to live in a smart city. Get me out of there. I want a house. Can we build houses again?
Yeah.
Can we build neighborhoods again? Please. It's never going to happen. It's very sad.
Well,
No one wants to live in a 15-minute smart city where everything is 15 minutes apart and you don't have to leave.
yeah, I mean,
It's
you're
weird.
right.
So this is like half mall, like half apartment complex, pretty much.
Yeah, it's going to be a combo package.
Yeah, we're not about it. This is just like our Paramus story. Now this is in Monmouth. It's crazy. It's just I feel like they're going to turn all the malls into this eventually. Every mall is going to turn into this.
Which mall is next?
So they're going to go like Woodbridge or Menlo.
Yeah, I was going to say Woodbridge.
These are big malls.
Woodbridge is probably a prime
I could see
candidate
Woodbridge
for this.
because I feel like a lot of stores are closing down in Woodbridge too. So
Yep.
it's definitely a possibility there. And also, it's Woodbridge. There's
Josh,
so many
hold on.
people.
East meets West is still alive and thriving. in
Oh,
Woodbridge
true.
Mall.
Fireman, yeah, one of the best stores in the mall.
This is another devastating story for the children. In Clayton, New Jersey, a school bus driver has been charged with a DUI after driving 23 students while drunk.
Not a good look to be driving drunk that early in the morning and 23 kids.
Wait a second.
Yeah, sorry, I worded that wrong.
That early in the morning.
At any time,
If it was 4 in the afternoon, it would be all right.
It would be all right if she was driving the kids home.
Oh, jeez.
Very, very unacceptable. You can't be driving drunk
Yeah.
at all.
A school bus driver is accused of taking nearly 24 children to school while under the influence of alcohol. Suzanne Stoms, 48, is charged with child endangerment. Clayton police also issued several traffic summonses, including drunk driving, DUI with minor possessions, DUI with a commercial driver's license, Jimmy, reckless driving. She was arrested Friday morning. So there's something kind of interesting here.
Her boyfriend ratted her out.
Her boyfriend.
Her man's. He was
Good for
concerned.
him.
He's concerned for the kids.
Good for him.
She was probably taking a shot before she left. She's like, honey, you shouldn't be doing that. Shut up.
Yeah.
I can just picture this. And what a mess. I'm laughing, but this is terrible.
So one parent on Facebook, which is a great opening to a sentence. One parent on Facebook said, one angry mom on Facebook said, she endangered our children, and this was likely not the first time.
Oh.
She will never know how many times, we will never know how many times she drove our babies drunk.
Honestly,
5 exclamation points.
Terrified.
I am
Terrifying.
outraged.
What's wrong with
Yeah,
people?
I would be furious too as a parent. The Clayton police got a tip around 9:10 a.m. Friday. A bus on the way to Herma Simmons Elementary School was being driven by a person under the influence of alcohol. Officers found the bus near the corner of Franklin Street and Poe Avenue. There were 23 children on the bus. They were safely taken to school by DeLisa Transportation Office. Stoms was given a field sobriety test and failed, police said. She later took a breathalyzer and tested above 0.04 blood alcohol content, the legal limit for a driver with a CDL.
Oh, so that legal limit, it's lower than, or it's higher than.
She blew above 0.04. They don't say how much she blew, but 0.04 is the number.
What's the number for like a regular driver? It's like 0.08?
0.08. So CDL, your max is 0.04.
Yeah.
Wow.
Stom's boyfriend said to 6ABC that he called the police hoping to get his girlfriend help for her drinking. He didn't intend to get her arrested.
I mean, Brother.
My brother in
If
Christ.
she's driving 23 children drunk, she is
should
going to
be
get
arrested.
arrested.
He's like, hey,
I'm just trying to help my girlfriend.
hey, I'm not trying to cause any issues, but my girlfriend is driving a school bus with children in it.
Drunk.
And she might be drunk.
Please don't
It's like-
arrest her. Please don't arrest her.
police
Just
are
help
like,
her.
oh, really? Thanks for the tip. Yeah, we'll make sure it's sorted out. Don't worry about it. Like,
We'll sort it out
crazy.
behind bars.
there's no happy ending to that sort of situation, I feel like.
Oh, the happy
Parents-
ending is the
Yo.
kids are okay.
If that
Yes,
was my
yes.
kid on the bus, bro, I would freak out.
Yeah, I'd be pretty furious as well.
That's just really scary stuff because God forbid, bro.
Mm-hmm.
She drove, just one little mistake. She's driving that bus off the road, bro. That's 23 lives.
And school buses are a weird gray zone with traffic laws. Like, you don't have to wear a seatbelt.
That's true. Yeah, kids.
Like, you get on a
easily
school
get
bus and
injured.
it's like, do what you got to do.
I think you're supposed to.
Yeah, but who's enforcing it?
Nobody.
Yeah, field trips. I remember we never wore seatbelts on a school bus.
What, Jimmy? You want to get bullied, man? You gonna
No,
put a
I
seatbelt
never
on?
Jimmy
wore
was
one,
Jimmy
but
was the kid on the
I'm
school
just
bus
saying,
to wear
like,
the only
legally,
one to
I
wear
don't think it's a
seatbelt.
gray area.
Jimmy was the only one on his school bus to wear a seatbelt.
I could see you being like a bus leader or something. Like, you get on the bus and you're like, hey, everybody,
or
listen,
like
here are the
hall
rules.
patrol. Like he has like the.
A monitor? Were
Yeah,
you in a
he's-
hall monitor, Jimmy?
No, I was not.
I bet he was.
We didn't even have hall monitors, I don't think.
So
She's going to jail.
she's going to be in a lot of trouble. And thank goodness these children are okay.
I hope her relationship with her boyfriend's good. You think they had a little fight about it? After that? I'd be like, babe, why did you call the cops on me?
Yeah, I don't think.
I think there had to be some issues there. I mean, I don't know that you're going to salvage that relationship.
No.
But what if he did it out of love? Just be like,
What if he's, yeah.
I'm really concerned because you're drinking a little too much and working. It's just not good.
Well, she might, yeah, maybe when she sobered up, she was like, man, I made a fatal flaw here. This
Probably
is really
not.
bad, but probably not, right?
Yeah. But also 0.04. What is that? One drink?
It depends on your weight, right?
That's true. But she doesn't look like, she looks pretty small. So that
many-
could have been like a beer.
How many beers is 0.08? There's a content chart. Here we go.
I'm actually very curious.
All right, hold on. Okay, so body weight. Let's say she's 120 pounds.
Yeah.
0.08 would be 3 drinks.
So 0.04. What if she blew like 0.05?
So
0.06.
she was above it. So she probably had 3 to 5 drinks. Oh no, that's men. Hold on, women. Oh, hold on. 0.08 is 2 drinks.
Wow.
And she might have been under that, but still 0.04. As long as she's over 0.04, that's wrong. So
Oh, you're
one
right.
drink could
You're
have
right.
done it.
So she might have had one, or she might have been 180 pounds, which would have been
She ain't 180.
who knows. So
That's crazy.
not that it really matters.
Nonetheless,
She's driving
it's
a school
wrong. Yeah,
bus.
don't be drinking at all driving a school bus. That's what I'm trying to say.
At least not at that time of day.
It's true.
Just a joke. So yeah, it's crazy.
The kids are safe though.
We got to protect the kids.
Always for the kids.
Garden State is for the kids. Keep
Garden
the kids
State kids
safe.
coming soon.
Yeah, we laugh at this story, but it's completely just a messed up story.
I don't laugh at like
We laugh at the stupidity of this
it's just
driver.
there is something comical with the boyfriend calling the cops.
He
and being
saved
like,
the
"Hey."
day. He saved the day.
And then he says he didn't want to get her in trouble. Like, what did you think was going to happen?
Yeah, bro, like,
Driving a
she's
school
gonna
bus
get
drunk.
arrested.
She's
23
going
kids.
to jail. Oh my goodness, what is going on in our world? People are crazy, man. Like,
It's
the
true.
fact that he thought he could call the cops and snitch, which was the right thing to do.
The right thing.
He did the right thing.
The right
I
thing.
wonder if
fact-
he tried stopping her before she left that day. And that's what caused him to call
Probably.
the
He was
cops.
probably like, you can't go drive those. Are you crazy? This
She's
is so
probably
dangerous.
get the heck away from me.
Yeah.
Weird.
Guys, we run a podcast. You may have heard of
Oh.
it. It's called the Garden State Podcast.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Did you know it could have been called something else if history had gone a different direction?
There was a different name option for the Garden State.
Yeah, New Jersey is known today as the Garden State, but did you know that originally we almost ended up being known as the Egg State?
That's so
The
lame.
eggs, I think the egg state's pretty fire.
The egg? I think of a hard-boiled, stinky hard-boiled egg,
Number one, they're
which
not
makes
stinky.
sense.
I love hard boiled eggs. They're
Yeah, but
great,
they smell bad.
but they're good.
They're good, but
But
they're bad.
I mean, or do we? Why the egg state, Josh? Tell us about it. Because like, are we supplying that many eggs? Are we pushing that much weight out here that like we would be called the egg state? It's interesting.
Yeah, so basically, in 1950, New Jersey had about 1.7 million acres of farmland.
Yep.
Or about 1.1 million fewer than in 1900. So the farmland was decreasing in this
Rapidly.
period. according to the U.S. Census records. Less than 1/5 of the population lived in rural areas. The biggest money maker in state agriculture was the egg.
Love it.
So the egg was really making Jersey money back in the day. If anything should be put on a license plate, egg farmers and officials with the New Jersey Poultry Council at the time said it should be the egg. The egg should be on the license plate.
Poultry Council.
That's awesome.
That's a Seinfeld episode. Kramer collects chickens in his apartment for the eggs, and the Poultry Council shows up. That's like such a Seinfeld
epic.
thing. The poultry, dude. How do you get on the Poultry Council?
I would love to know.
Do we currently have a poultry council?
I'm
I
sure
would
there's.
imagine
I'm sure there is.
I would
There's a
love to go to
lot
a
of
meeting.
councils.
Yeah, man. Don't mess with the Poultry Council.
So what happened here?
So they were trying to figure out a name, and suggestions include the Egg State and home of the Jersey Egg. These
Home
are-
of the Jersey egg.
This was for the license plates, by the way. So lobbyists also wanted the figure of an egg on every license plate.
Yo.
Imagine you just had a
imagine?
big egg behind you right now.
Yeah, the car's light was a giant, just big egg.
You know,
That would be beautiful.
it's not a bad idea.
I don't think it's the worst. Eggs are great.
So suggestions included the Egg State, the home of the New Jersey Egg. I just read that. Months earlier, in August 1953, Driscoll vetoed a bill calling for the state's license plates to bear the now standard legend, Garden State. There were concerns that the plates, which then were a few square inches smaller, wouldn't hold the extra markings. However, the main sticking point proved to be Driscoll, who said the license plates had but one job. They should do it well and stop there, he reasoned. Adding a slogan would increase costs for no tangible purpose.
You know, I think we
What?
got to rename the Driscoll Bridge on the Parkway. Like this
That's
guy,
him?
Yeah,
How boring is that?
yeah.
called
Rename that bridge.
The egg bridge.
Yeah, he gets a bridge built and named after him, but we can't put the Garden State on a license plate. My
Weird.
goodness, Driscoll. I'm arguing with a guy this is 70 years ago.
Wait, has he passed since?
I imagine.
I'd
so.
imagine he's gone.
if he was governor 70 years ago.
Well, he could have
So-
been a governor at 20, so he could be like 90. So I'm just curious.
So it goes on to say New Jersey license plates aren't going to be cluttered up with the very uninspiring announcement that ours is the Garden State. The Passaic Herald News editorial staff wrote after the veto. Can you imagine how controversial this was? That they were like,
Oh, it's
we're not
huge.
going to clutter our plate with the Garden State.
This must have been a crazy war. out there.
We would have been the guys complaining. We'd be like, we don't want this on our plate. Get it off. Can you imagine us in 1953? We'd be making our podcast being like, Smokey, listen, man, get this off the plates. They're cluttered.
Yeah, we wouldn't talk like that.
That's the 50s. I guess that'd be more like the 20s. But by then, so this is, by this point, New York plates were already marked with the Empire State. Others, including Georgia, Florida, Maine, New Mexico, and Wisconsin, had their slogans meant to suggest the grass is indeed greener over here.
So there was a lot of pressure for the state to get a slogan on the plate.
Yeah, the trend had momentum, and Driscoll had but a limited time to resist it. A new governor was coming in 1954, and the bill was expected to return. Legislators advanced their license plate demand in the summer of 1954, and the new Democratic governor, Robert Maynor, who promptly vetoed it. So they just kept going on and on about this. They didn't want to put anything on the plate, but the origin was we were almost the Egg State.
That's really cool.
We were almost
I'm
the
just
big
saying,
egg.
I would not have been mad.
Home of the Jersey Egg?
Home of the egg, dude.
That sounds like a massive egg that never,
We could have had like Egg Fest every summer or something. Like you have a giant hot air balloon, but it's an egg.
Well, they just make tons of egg-based foods.
Yeah, and just you eat eggs. You could bring your own eggs if you're a farmer.
I can't say that I've seen many poultry farms around here, though.
My question, Jim,
Today.
in this article, it said how many million acres did we have farmland at the time?
1.1? 1.8?
I think it was 1.9.
What's our current?
1.7 million acres of farmland.
How many acres of farmland do we currently have in the Garden State?
That is a great question, Chomek.
If it was 1.9 back then, because we still have a lot of farmland here.
NJ hits milestone 250,000 acres of farmland preserved. That was in 2023.
Preserved.
Preserved
Approximately
farmland.
750,000 acres
Yeah.
have been permanently.
Yep.
So much farmland lost.
10,000 farms on approximately 750,000 acres, growing more than 100 crops.
Wow.
Jersey, baby.
Hey, we're the
Jersey
Garden State,
Fresh.
baby. The Egg State.
Okay. The Egg State.
Really cool fact. Thanks for sharing that with us, Josh.
Yeah. Well, guys, I want to inform you guys on all the things Jersey you need to know this
I
week.
never knew that until today. And I hope a lot of our listeners just learned that for the first time too. It's really interesting. Cool fact.
I think so.
I love eggs.
And we learned that there's a egg council or
A poultry council, yes.
Yeah.
Let's go to a meeting.
All right. Last but certainly not least, in Woodbury, New Jersey, a 19-year-old has been arrested and charged with an arson spree.
Arson spree.
Arson spree needs to be a soundbite
Yes.
on the board for this podcast.
Arson sprees, man. People
So-
love making fires in the Garden State. That's for sure.
It's a weird thing, arson, and we talked about this
It's
in
like
the
a
past.
fetish.
Well,
Yeah.
some people are really into lighting stuff on fire.
I love it.
This is a thing that seems to happen quite a bit. Arson. It's a weird thing where people, enjoy lighting stuff on fire. They love the power it gives them. It's a strange thing.
Yeah.
And this 19-year-old has been arrested. I think what's really, really cool is when investigators come by and they figure out who lit the fire. That's so cool. to
Blows
me.
my mind. It's like they always find out who the person was.
And sometimes it's from cameras. Sometimes it's from shoe prints. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
It could be a lot of different
Could be a
things.
ton of different things.
If someone like throws a cigarette out their window, can they and it starts like a forest fire, could they find the fingerprints on that cigarette, you think?
No.
They could probably find DNA from the cigarette.
That's crazy. Even if it's burnt and they charred.
I think so.
That's crazy. That's really crazy.
Fingerprints. I don't know if fingerprints would stick on a
Paper,
cigarette.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
But I do think it's really a cool line of work to be able to show up and be like, let's get to the bottom of this. Mr.
Yeah, true
Burns.
investigator.
I would have my dedicated outfit and
Yeah, you have
investigator name.
that Sherlock Holmes hat that has the brim on the front and the back.
Yeah, the one that you wore into that movie set.
Yeah. That's
Forgot
right.
about that.
So it says law enforcement officials in New Jersey have charged a 19-year-old Woodbury man with intentionally setting at least 3 fires across the community since the beginning of the month.
Wow.
Including one in which a firefighter was injured. Oh, boy. This kid's getting the book.
Yeah.
Officials claim during the course of setting these fires, Michael M. Lopez Medina was linked to fires that happened at a vehicle, a shed, and eventually a vacant building that once served as a home for the Sketch Players Club. On Monday, Lopez Medina was charged with aggravated arson and aggravated assault as a firefighter was injured in responding to one of these fires that officials claim he set. According to the Gloucester County Prosecutor's Office, Lopez Medina is believed to have set 3 fires in Woodbury this month, starting with a vehicle along Salem Avenue in Woodbury on February 1st, a shed at the Carriage House Apartments on the 500 block of North Evergreen Ave on February 3rd, and the former Sketch Players Club along the 400 block of Glover Street on February 7th.
Jeez, he was waiting a few days
Yeah.
between each fire. That's wild.
So he's in custody now, and
Good.
he's, he'll be tried. But what do you think it is that gets people really into lighting fires like this?
I think it's just a sickness.
Isn't don't they feel like a sense of power being able to just burn something down like crazy, like a home?
That's just a sickness. I
Also,
don't know.
you're 19, bro. What are you doing with your life? You're so young. Why ruin it now?
I don't know. It's sad, really.
All I could think when Jimmy said,
This is a sickness.
that's all I could think when Jimmy said, it's a sickness.
Honestly, we should soundbite that one for
Yeah.
whenever we do a crazy story.
We got to get this is a sickness soundbite. Yeah, it's crazy. He's going to jail. And I think
What's that jail time look like for the kid, like an arson?
I don't know.
he injured a firefighter, though, so I'm sure the judge will be not very hospitable.
Oh,
to
yeah.
I
his
think
claims.
it goes up to attempted murder or something like
Really?
that.
Good. Yes,
Yeah,
someone gets
you
hurt,
never
yeah.
know who's in that building you're saying a fire to. It should be very harsh. So this kid learns his lesson.
Yeah.
This man, he's 19. He no kid, punk.
Yeah, I think arson's so weird. It's so strange.
I mean, I feel like everyone has a little bit of arson in them. I love making fires, but I'm
Well-
not trying. I don't have it in me to be I want to burn a building down.
I think you're right. There's something to fire it's baked into
It's
our
like you
DNA.
go to a campfire, you love adding more logs because you love seeing the
It's
fire
fun.
grow. There's something about it.
The power of fire, consuming stuff. You want to just throw stuff.
It's
in.
very powerful.
And I could agree with that. Yeah, I feel the same. We built that 2 cords of wood bonfire that one time.
That was huge.
But you would never be like, let me light this house on fire.
No. Yeah, so
No.
I think there's a step you have to take between being one of us and one of them. And I don't know where that step is. I guess it's like destruction of people's property. But there is something about fire that's kind of fun. I think I'm going to get into arson this weekend, guys.
Don't even say that.
Just joking.
Yeah, Josh, that's not a good idea.
Oh, is it not?
No. I mean, make a campfire. Yeah, that's nice. But don't let it get out of control.
Well, let me ask you this. When you were like 9, you wanted to light stuff on fire.
Of course. Still do.
You know, you used to light some toys on fire.
Yeah.
That's like
I used to have a candle. Growing up, I used to have a candle in my room, and I would light the candle when I'm working at my desk. But I had a pack of matches I would light the candle with, and I would always take the little wick after you light it. I would put that in the candle and watch that burn. And I would build a collection every day.
Nice.
So eventually the fire started growing in my little candle.
Yeah,
But it's like little things like that. It's just like, like there's something about watching a fire grow.
Hey, Josh, I think I have someone who needs to talk to you
All
after
right,
this.
have him talk to me. I'm not scared.
State fire
I'm
warden.
I'm not scared. I would love to take a photo with the state fire warden, actually. That'd be awesome.
Listen. I think there is something.
I mean, we did like Christmas trees on fire in my backyard, which is not good.
Fires are also
Almost lit the
terrifying.
shed on fire.
We lit Josh's Christmas tree on fire. And
But it's not like we wanted to light the shed on fire. It was an accident. We learned our lesson.
If you've never lit a Christmas tree on fire,
You haven't lived.
You're missing out on one of the coolest things.
Yeah, you haven't lived.
It lights up in like 12 seconds. The tree is fully on fire.
Well, that's why those towns do those bonfire burns, like where everyone brings
Yeah.
their tree together and it's like a whole community event.
we had to stand like 20 feet back from that thing.
It was hot.
It was hot.
One
Very
tree.
hot.
Imagine like 100 trees piled. That's
Yeah.
so epic.
It's crazy. So, hey, that was our last story for the day here at the Garden State. That's this week's episode. Thank you all for listening. And we'll be back next Friday with more of the New Jersey news you need to hear.
The news that never sleeps.
Yes. Thank you all for listening. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Later.
You're listening to the Garden State. The Dirty Jers.